Hello and welcome to Business Points, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. Today we'll be looking at some business stories. I am your host, Kikelomo Okeri. Nigerian trade plus, the difference between exports and imports rose to 6.52 trillion in the first quarter of 2024. According to the latest foreign trade statistics report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, the report shows that the country recorded positive trade balance for the sixth straight quarter in the first quarter, with the figure for the quarter representing 79.1% increase from 3.64 trillion naira in the previous quarter. It also jumped from 20.9 billion naira on a year-on-year basis. A trade surplus occurs when countries' exports exceed its imports. Total merchandise trade in Africa's most populous nation stood at 31.8 trillion naira in the first quarter, an increase of 46.3% compared to the preceding quarter, and a 145.6% jump compared to a year ago. Exports accounted for 60.3% of total trade in the review quarter, with a value of 19.2 trillion naira, showing an increase of 51% compared to the fourth quarter of 12.7 trillion naira and 195.5% over the value recorded in the first quarter of 2023, which is 6.48 trillion naira. The NBS analysts attributed the surge in exports to the exchange rate depreciation caused by foreign exchange reform implemented in last June. A Lagos-based research economist, Israel Odubola, says the increased trade surplus can be linked to the devaluation effect, with the countries getting more naira from export proceeds per dollar. He says having a positive trade surplus is favorable to current accounts as it helps to reduce external pressure. A trade surplus is quite significant in current account composition. Abiodun Karikpe, managing director of Afrivest Consulting, also attributed the surge in trade surplus to the weaker currency. Exports would improve significantly because the naira is weaker, which would attract more dollar inflow, whether in the form of trade or in the form of export. The naira suffered a near 30% devaluation this year, following a 40% devaluation last June. The official exchange rate increased from 468 naira per dollar on June 9, 2023 to 1,483 naira per dollar as of June 7, 2024. At the parallel market, the naira depreciates to 1,495 naira to a dollar. Recent data from the International Monetary Fund highlights that naira current account balance, a measure of its net trade in goods, service, and transfer with the rest of the world, rose to $1.21 billion last year from $1.02 billion in 2023. Exports in the first quarter was dominated by crude oil valued at 15.4 trillion naira, representing 80.8% of the total export, while the value of non-crude oil exports stood at 3.68 trillion naira, accounting for 19.20% of total exports, of which non-oil export contributed 1.78 trillion naira, or 9.28% of total exports. On the other hand, the share of the total import accounted for 38.7% of total trade in the first quarter, with the value import amounting to 12.6 trillion naira, an increase of 39.6% over the fourth quarter, which is 9.05 trillion naira, and 95.5% compared to the first quarter in the 2023, which is 6.47 trillion naira. China ranked highest among the top trading partner on the import trade in the first quarter, followed by India and United States of America, Belgium, and the Netherlands. The most traded commodity were motor spirits, ordinary gas oil, drum, with cane sugar meant for sugar refinery, and other liquefied petroleum gases and other gaseous carbon exports in first quarter was dominated by crude oil valued at 15.4 trillion naira, representing 80.8% of total exports, while the value of non-crude oil exports stood at 3.68 trillion naira, accounting for 19.20% of total exports, of which non-oil products contributed 1.78 trillion naira of total exports. Let's take a quick short break. We will be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Business Point, where we extract the government policies and the Nigerian economy. On the stock market, Nigerian stock gained 15.25 trillion naira in the first 5 months of 2024, holding their own against fixed income assets, which have been buoyed by the rapid hike in the benchmark interest rate. Driving the stock rally were companies including Geregu Power, which jumped 150.6%, Dangote Cement 105.3%, Boa Cement 72.07%, Boa Food 94.4%, and Julius Berger 19.07%. The other best performing stock for the 5 months period include Morrison, which is plus 58.9%, Prisco plus 52.3%, Seplat Energy plus 45.7%, Maya plus 47.6%, Triple G plus 92.1%, and Transcorp Power plus 55.8%. Nigeria stock market up 32.8% has been a remarkable run in 2024, outperforming African pair from the Johannesburg Exchange in the Nairobi Bourse. The overall market capitalization closed May 2024 at 56.172 trillion naira, gaining 15.25 trillion naira or 37.28% from 40.917 trillion naira at the beginning of the year. Consequently, the NGX ASI increased to 99,300.38 basis points, about 24,526.61%, or 32.8% year to date. Performance from 74,774.77 basis points exclusive for the trading year. The stock rally is despite the aggressive interest rate hike in Nigeria, which had fear would lead to capital reversal from stock to fixed income. However, the market is beginning to lose steam. This may be a sign that the hike in the starting to have an impact. Most of the gain of the first 5 months were between January and March. The market was down from 6.1% in April and only rose by 1.1% in May, according to NGX data. David Anori, Vice President, ICAP Security Limited, says the investors traded based on sentiment, adding that the emergence of Bola Tinubu as Nigerian president further energized the stock market, since market participants had confidence in his ability to rejig the economy and implement economy-friendly policies. The confidence is fast fading, hence the market slowed down in April and May. Also, the management of the exchange has enforced compliance, transparency, and a market-friendly environment that continues to impact heavily participation in stock trading by both local and foreign investors. Amid reform in the banking sector, the NGX Banking Index dropped by 11.13% to close by May 2024 at 797.37 basis points as investors trade listed banking stock with caution. Capital market analysts stated that the stock market performance in the first 5 months of 2024 is against the backdrop of mixed corporate first quarter ended in March 2024, earning by listed companies, the federal government reform in the foreign exchange market, and fuel subsidy removal. Amid the hike in the NPR to 26.25%, capital market experts stated that its impact had created sentiment trading among investors who saw the fixed income market as an alternative investment opportunity to hedge against double-digit inflation. At the Monetary Policy Rate Committee, Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, stated that the key focus of the committee remained to achieve price stability by effectively using tools available to monetary authority to rein inflation. Nigerian headline inflation continued to climb to 33.69% in April 2024, its highest since March 1999, and up from 33.2% in the prior months. Let's take a quick short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Hello and welcome to Business Reports on Global Money. 9 publicly listed commercial banks paid a sum of 166.4 billion naira as deposit insurance premium to Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation in 2023, a 29.3% increase compared to the 128.7 billion naira recorded in the previous year. This is following a 69.9% surge in total bank deposit, which rose from 49.59 trillion naira in 2022 to 84.29 trillion naira in the review year. Hence, the amount paid as a deposit insurance premium by the 9 banks under consideration represents about 0.197% of total deposits, in contrast to 0.26% in 2022. This is according to data extracted from the audited financial statement of the bank as published on Nigerian Exchange. Owing to the importance of the financial service sector involving public fund, there is need for buffers to protect public fund in case of bank failure or liquidation, hence the need for deposit insurance. Deposit insurance is one of many layers put in place to protect public fund and ensure the stability of banking sector. Some other include the Bank Resolution Fund and the AMCON Sinking Fund. Deposit insurance premium is a statutory payment by deposit-taking bank that ensures that NDIC is an insurer guarantee the payment of deposits up to the maximum limits in accordance with its statute in the event of failure of an insured financial institution. The World Bank has mandated the hiring of security consultants to address passive insecurity issues affecting $1.2 billion loan project in Nigeria. The Adolescent Girl Initiative for Learning and Empowerment project aimed to improve secondary education opportunity among girls in target areas but faces significant challenges due to security concern. Initially approved in July 2020 with a loan amount of $500 million, the project received an additional financing approval of $700 million in September 2023, bringing the total project funding to $1.2 billion. According to the implementation status, the results report for the project from the World Bank. However, only 49% of the initial financing has been disbursed, and nothing has been disbursed from the additional financing as the project faces delay in the implementation. In the 1 year between May 2023 and April 2024, exchange rate gain as a constituent of the monthly FAC allocation stood at 4.23 trillion naira. This represents around 20% of the total FAC allocation to the three tiers of government during the period. This is according to the recent report from the Agora policy stating that the exchange rate as a constituent of FAC allocation rose from 1.32% between 2019 and April 2023 to the current figure. Between May 2023 and April 2024, the total FAC allocation distributed to the three tiers of government stood at 20.99 trillion naira. However, in the last 4 years prior to May 2023, total FAC allocation stood at 38.72 trillion naira, while the exchange rate gain for the period was 510.26 billion naira. Kike Lomo.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point. This is business.
Nigeria has reached the final stage of its plan to sell 5 key power plants at the cost of $1.15 billion, with the bid winners soon to be announced. The move is part of the federal government's broader strategy to overhaul the energy sector, boost efficiency, and attract private investment. With the bid process now complete, the sale marks a crucial step towards addressing the country's chronic power shortage and fostering economic growth. Adelabu Adebayo, the Minister of Power, says the bidding process had been finalized and a final report submitted to the National Council of Privatization, which has Kashim Shettima, Nigerian Vice President, as its chairman. Adelabu says at the next NCP meeting, a final announcement of the preferred bidder will be made public. The assets will not only increase revenue for the three levels of government, it will also bring better efficiency for the power sector. He noted that there are few teething problems such as the bid, quote, and payment mode and other issues which are already being resolved. According to report, 5 power plants include a 434 megawatt Geregu 2 gas-fired Kogi, the 451 megawatt Omotosho 2 plant, in Ondo and 750 megawatt Olorun-Shogo plant in Ogun State. Others include 563 megawatt Odupami power plant in Calabar, Cross River State, and 551 megawatt in Bini plant in Edo State. It could be recalled that in December 2022, the federal government and the 36 state governors agreed to sell 5 power plants under the National Integrated Power Project and use the proceeds to fund the 2023 budget. The agreement came after 2 years of disputes and legal tussle regarding the sales of NIPP plants managed by the Niger Delta Power Holding Company. All right, this is where we draw the curtain on Business Point today. Join me again tomorrow for an interesting topic on global television. We are on Star Time channel 276. You can also follow all our social media at Global TV NG and our website globaltvabuja.com. Till I come your way again tomorrow, I am Kike Lomo Okeri. I celebrate you all.